I know everyone's favorite word is salty, so just get it out of the way. Whenever I bring up really overpowered cards in Commander, I always get responses with, well, why don't you play better cards? Why don't you play expensive cards? Because I really don't feel like it, because I want to play casual games with casual decks. I apologize if I can't handle playing someone with zero-costed mana rocks in a game where I'm just trying to have fun and last longer than 4 turns. But hey, that's just me. If you want to build these decks, if you want to spend thousands of dollars on a Commander deck, go for it. I'm not stopping you, because there are certain events where you have prize support on the line and you could potentially win something really cool. So I'm okay with you building this really crazy combo deck, maybe something like Narset, winning on turn 3 or 4 if it's for something that's really cool like that. But if we're having a casual game, I just don't know why people feel the need to flex their muscles in a game where we're just trying to relax, just trying to hang out. People call me salty for that. I don't know what it is. But I'd rather play a game that was 50 minutes long than 5 games that were 10 minutes long because someone always wins on turn 4. I don't know. That's just me. And no, the problem isn't that I can't afford these cards, because I have a lot of these cards. I just don't put them all in the same deck. I split them up and make, a good number of average decks that aren't too powerful, but they can compete on their own. They can compete against other casual decks that aren't super competitive. That's really not the problem, so, get it out of the way. I know people want to call me salty all the time. I don't like cards like Palinchron. I don't like cards like Mind Over Matter. I don't like cards like Food Chain, cards that just come out of nowhere. You don't really have too much to really respond with, and they can potentially win the game right there on the spot. And playing blue shouldn't be the reason why you stay in a game or don't stay in a game. I think that's kind of ridiculous. Blue is really the only thing you can do to stop a lot of these combos anyway, because most of the time they're going to wait till all your mana is tapped and then cast whatever spell they're going to cast and win the game right there. Something like a Tooth and Nail. I think it's cheap. Some people don't think it's cheap. Some people think it adds to the casual flavor of the format. To me, okay, I can understand that, but you have to be willing to compromise here. When you're a guy that makes a deck that has all these zero-costed mana rocks with the whole purpose of getting them all out there and then having a crazy turn 3 or 4 and then winning the game on the spot before really anybody else at the table gets to play their deck, what's the point? I'm the kind of guy, I make 100-card decks, I slap it down on the table, I'm done in 10 minutes, I didn't really get to play anything but 4 lands and a couple creatures, I don't really care. I want to play a game that lasts close to an hour. That's not too long, that's not too much to ask. I'm not impressed by some guy that has super expensive cards that can win a game in like under 6 turns. That's not interesting to me. I could make decks like that if I wanted to. I have made decks like that before. I don't feel good about it. It's not about salt. It's not about trying to ruin what other people think is fun. It's about encouraging a casual playstyle and a casual format, especially when there's nothing like prize support on the line. Who are you trying to impress playing up against guys that have precons that are like $35, maybe $50 invested into building their decks, and you have $1,000 decks just, filling up your backpack, bragging about all the different combos your deck can do. It just ends up making you look ridiculous. So save it for when something's actually on the line, when you have to compete for something like a Commander Anthology, which is what I'm going to be doing here in about a week. I have to go to my local game store because the guy there is going to be giving away Commander Anthology 2, which is really the only time I'm okay with people just going balls to the wall, trying to win before turn 4. I don't really want to play a game that's going to last only 4 turns if there's nothing on the line. So I'm fine. I really don't have a problem with these super competitive decks, but just please respect the casual environment when it is really casual. And this comes down to me making deck techs that aren't expensive, more on the budget friendly side, because this isn't about playing Mana Crypt in every single deck. This isn't about playing all the dual lands that you have. This is about making a functional deck that isn't super competitive, that isn't going to win the game in an unrealistic time. It's going to be able to compete in a game that is expected to last an hour or longer. That's pretty fair. But hey, some people want to call me salty. Maybe I am salty. Seems to be everyone's favorite word in the last 3 years anyway. But I prefer to have good old casual fun. You guys have a wonderful day. Void here signing off. See you all next video.